Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in Lagos. Thank you for joining us on CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Good news, the first Nigerian diagnosed with Ebola virus disease has been declared fit enough to be discharged. Ameyo Adedovo, a medical doctor who contracted the disease from the late Liberian-American Patrick Sawyer, has been released from the quarantine center in Lagos. Nigeria's health authorities say the senior consultant was cleared to go home after she recovered from the disease. Meanwhile, Lagos state government has denied the reported case of death of person infected with Ebola virus disease at the Alimosho General Hospital, Ugondo, or any of the other government hospitals in the state. In a statement by the State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Lateef Ibirogba, the government dispelled rumor making the round that an Ebola-infected person had died at the government-owned hospital in Alimosho. He says the State Commissioner for Health, Jide Idris, had addressed the issue during the last Ebola virus disease update press briefing, where he assured residents of the state that the hospital was safe and medically sound for them to patronize. Ibirogba cautioned residents against sending panicky, unsubstantiated messages through the social media network, adding that the Ebola virus disease is being properly managed by the state government in collaboration with the federal government and other international partners. He stressed that the state has opened an isolation ward for the treatment of Ebola virus infected persons, where they would be adequately managed by experts in line with the World Health Organization standards. He further explained that only 4 deaths, including the index case, have been recorded in the country since the deadly disease was imported by the Liberian, adding that all hands are on deck to get rid of the disease. Determined to prevent the spread of the deadly Ebola virus to the state, the Osun State government has announced that the age-long traditional festival of Osun Osogbo will be celebrated in a low-key atmosphere. The government added that both local and foreign tourists have been barred from this year's event. Rashid completes the story.
Many countries in the West Africa sub-region is now a no-go area for tourists due to the outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus. In the last 6 months, the scourge has claimed over 1,000 lives in the region. A Liberian-American diplomat, Patrick Sawyer, imported the disease to Lagos in July, and the country has recorded 4 deaths from his primary contacts. The yearly Osun Osogbo Festival is an age-long traditional celebration known throughout the world as one event that attracts thousands of individuals across the globe to Nigeria. Deeply concerned about the spread of the Ebola virus, the government of Osun State announced that the only way to keep the people of the state safe is to have a low-key celebration without tourists this year.
In our effort to make sure that the dreaded virus does not find its way to our midst, government has at great pain decided to restrict the influx of tourists into the state for this year's Osun Osogbo International Festival. What this means is that the festival this year will only be a low-key celebration. Only the traditional worshippers and well-wishers who are residents in the state will be allowed to partake in the celebration to minimize bodily contacts between persons, which is the primary mode of transmitting the virus.
According to Ayo Gumoko, chairman of the organizing committee for the Osun Osogbo International Festival, the committee will comply with the state's directive on low-key celebration since it is in the overall interest of the state and the nation at large.
We, the organizers of the festival, are in total support of the state government's crowd control measures being put in place to minimize the risk of the spread of this disease during the Osun Osogbo Grand Finale coming up on Friday, 22nd, 2014.
The state government, however, allayed fear that the religious aspect of the festival, which is the Aruba procession, will still take place, but only with the traditional officials. This, by extension, means that all sorts of people will not have the opportunity to get to the grove this year to pay obeisance before the Osun River.
The normal procession of the Aruba to the shrine will take place with all its attendant fanfare. However, attendance at the procession will be restricted to the traditional worshippers and residents within the state alone. Scaling down this year's celebration of the Osun Osogbo festival is a sacrifice we must make in order to prevent a crisis that will put human lives in jeopardy.
The yearly Osun Osogbo festival is always accompanied with fanfare, but this might not be the case this year, not until a lasting solution is found to the scourge of Ebola. Rashid, CoreTV News, Osogbo.
Reactions have now started to trail the federal government's suspension of 16,000 striking resident doctors. While some want the government to immediately end the face-off due to the deadly Ebola crisis in the country, others are of the opinion that the doctors' actions were illegal and in sharp contrast to their professional oath. Omotayo Alo, who was at the official launch of the Sunday Niche newspaper, took some dignitaries up on the issue.
The recent announcement by federal government placing all the resident doctors protesting their poor condition of service on suspension has been generating serious reactions from Nigerians. Many feel that the government should have known that the importation of the Ebola virus into the country by a Liberian American has presented an unprecedented health emergency in the country, and the doctors' demand should have been met so that they can return to work. Others argue that the oath of the medical profession does not permit any doctor to go on strike, and breaching the oath is a serious offense that can lead to termination of appointment. A member of the National Assembly, Abike Dabiri Iriwa, says this is no time to toy with doctors' demand.
Whoever advised the president gave a very, very wrong advice. It's going to be counterproductive. It's not going to help us. And it's one of the reasons why our doctors are living in droves to work abroad. So I do not support it at all. And I believe that the president should be magnanimous enough to rescind that decision.
A delegate of the just concluded national conference, Anya, stressed the doctors should understand clearly their essential service role in the society and should not resort to the use of strike as a tool in resolving face-off with government.
I understand how the doctors feel. However, we're in a national emergency. They took an oath to save life. And when you get to the point where it's a matter of life and death for the millions of Nigerians, no doctor has the responsibility, unless he's irresponsible and amoral, to say he will not give his service.
Chairman of All Progressives Grand Alliance Party, Victor Ume, encourages government and the striking doctors to find a quick resolution to the face-off in order to guarantee a healthy society.
Doctors, by their training, are not supposed to go on strike. If you are a trained doctor, you must be ready at all times by the ethics of your profession to save lives. You cannot say that you're a doctor because of pay. For example, you allow somebody who is sick to die. It's an immortal sin.
It is very obvious that there is a health emergency in the country, with 4 deaths recorded from the Ebola virus and several others still under surveillance for the disease. Government and doctors should come to compromise to save the afflicted ones. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
President Goodluck Jonathan may not have formally declared his intention to seek re-election. One of his closest associates insists that the president's eyes are on the second term in office. Depriya Lamisiaga told journalists in Abuja that Jonathan would not only contest, but would also win. He spoke on the sidelines of the final session of the just concluded national conference.
The president will contest, and he will win convincingly, and it's authoritative. He will win convincingly. He will have pan-Nigeria mandate to rule. Like there is nothing like APC. You know that. Or you want to hear from me?
Go ahead, sir.
You want to hear from me? Yes. APC is dead.
Deprier Alimisi is speaking tough there. The All Progressives Congress has condemned what it called the thinly veined attempt by the Directorate of Security Service to link the party with the insurgent group Boko Haram without providing evidence to that effect, and called on the agency spokesperson Marilyn Oga to resign or be fired. In a statement issued in Ilorin by its National Publicity Secretary Lai Mohammed, the party says it has decided to sue Oga for attempting to blame the APC for the series of bomb blasts in the country. This, it says, will give her the opportunity to present whatever evidence she may have of the APC's complicity in a court of law. The DSS, according to the party, threw caution to the wind and exhibited its crass partisanship when the agency spokesperson Oga says on national television that anytime the APC wins an election, there is no bomb blast, but that whenever other parties win, there's always a bomb blast. APC says that the accusation could be made by the spokesperson of a security agency without providing evidence to support such claim, has confirmed its fears that the nation's security agencies have constituted themselves into the enforcement arm of the PDP. The party added that since the APC won the election in Osun, Oga has been struggling hard to discredit it and its victory, including making a spurious allegation that the party offered the DSS 14 million naira as bribe. Nigeria's military says troops have dismantled a terrorist base in Dorongbaga near Lake Chad. The insurgents were said to be massing for a reprisal attack on the troops when they were dislodged. A statement posted on the website of the Defense Headquarters indicates that soldiers from the Multinational Joint Task Force carried out the dawn operation. Defense Headquarters added that 17 terrorists died in the raid, but noted that those who escaped into neighboring islands in the Lake Chad Peninsula are still being pursued. Meanwhile, calm has been restored in Dorumbaga after last Sunday attack by terrorists who infiltrated the community, with some of them disguised as women in hijab. We'll take a short break now, and I'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back. Somali government and African forces battled a powerful warlord in Mogadishu, with security forces then storming a major radio station, critical of fighting and arresting journalists. Witnesses reported at least 5 dead in a gun battle lasting several hours after the army, backed by African Union troops, launched a pre-dawn assault on the base of the warlord Ahmed Dai in a bid to disarm his militia. There were bursts of intense gunfire and heavy explosions, with rocket-propelled grenades fired by both sides, reporting at least 5 dead. Dai, however, escaped the attack and is reported to be on the run. After fighting calmed, security forces turned to one of Mogadishu's main radio stations, Radio Shabelle, arresting 20 staff and seizing equipment, with the security official accusing it of negative broadcasts about military operations. And that wraps it this hour on CoreTV News. Join us again at the top of the hour for more stories. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for being there.